Hello guys, welcome to my channel, Cooking with Freddie, and today we're going to be making jerk chicken pasta. Alright, let's get started with the ingredients. Right here we have flour, we have vinegar. I'm going to go over the spices in a little bit. We have broccoli, we have jerk marinade, we have Parmesan cheese. I ended up using some of both. You see I have two, you will need two. For the milk, the heavy cream, I have 3 here, but I only ended up using the Land O'Lakes. I have whole milk, I have bowtie pasta, I have mushrooms, I have minced garlic, and a lime and some butter. I could not find chicken breasts. This is the time of quarantine, but I ended up liking the chicken tenders when I made this recipe, so I think that's what I'm gonna be using for now on. For the spices, we have Old Bay seasoning. We have parsley, we have garlic, we have black pepper, we have paprika, we have cayenne, and here we have the crushed peppers. And we also have some salt, you guys, and some adobo. I will list everything that I used in the description box below. Alright you guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm taking the chicken breast and I'm just basically going to clean the chicken breast. I don't like having that vein sticking out in my chicken breast. I don't know if it's just the Haitian in me. I just don't like it. So I'm going to remove it and I'm going to just cut it away from the chicken, okay? And dispose of it and keep the chicken. So that's how I do it. I'm going to show you guys another example. I'm just going to slit it on both sides and dig into the meat to get the vein and then cut out the vein. And I'm going to continue to do this to all of them. All right, now I'm going to clean my chicken with some lime. I am Haitian and we clean our chicken with lime. It's not for the taste, it's just to clean. It's like for the smell, it's to clean the chicken. So we're going to clean the chicken with some lime juice. We're going to squeeze it, try to get all the lime that we can from it, and just maneuver it around so all the chicken can get some of the lime. All right, if you don't like to clean your chicken and you just want to go straight to seasoning it, then that's you. It's your business. You don't have to, but right here we clean our chicken. All right, so I'm just trying to make sure all the chicken gets some of that. All right, now we're going to add some vinegar. You don't have to add a lot, just a little bit. I'll say about 1/4 of a cup. And then we're going to add some salt. The salt we add right here is not for taste, it's for cleaning. It's all going to get washed away. That flavor is not going to get into the chicken. So we're just going to continue to maneuver the chicken around so that it can get all of the vinegar, the lime, and the salt. After doing this, we're going to let it sit for about 15 minutes so that it can get the lime and everything can get inside. Then we're just going to wash it away. As you see I'm doing, we're just gonna wash it all away. We're gonna take out the limes and wash the chicken. All right, when we're done washing the chicken, we're gonna try to squeeze out all the excess water that got into the chicken from us washing it, because we want it to be as dry as we can. So we're gonna go ahead and try to squeeze out all the excess water that we have that's in that chicken, because when we're cooking the chicken, we don't want it to have too much water. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just squeezing all the chicken, trying to get the water out of it. Once I have done that, I'm going to start adding the seasoning. The first thing that I started with was oil. I added about a tablespoon of oil. Then I'm gonna add the jerk marinade. All right, you can find this at Walmart. I haven't found it at Publix yet. And make sure it's the one that says jerk marinade and not jerk barbecue, because there is one that says jerk barbecue. I'm just maneuvering the chicken around so all the marinade could get inside. If you want to wear gloves doing this, you can. But again, this is the time of quarantine. I cannot find gloves in the store, so I had to work with what I can. All right, now I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I added about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne and paprika. I'm just maneuvering the chicken around again so that all the seasoning can go inside. And I'm also going to add a little bit of garlic. Now let this sit for about 30 minutes. I'm also now going to boil the pasta. I did not say this at the beginning with my ingredients, but I did add Maggi to the water of my pasta for seasoning. Add about 1 tablespoon of oil to help the pasta not stick together. Now we're going to put a skillet on the stove and put it at medium heat, about at, I'll say 5 or 6. Then I got this skillet from Target. I will put it in the description box below for about $14. If you want to get it, you can, but you don't have to. I believe a frying pan will do the job just fine. I just put some butter on the pan and trying to get the butter everywhere to help the chicken not stick to the pan. So then I added the chicken to the pan, and we're gonna let it cook on each side for about 5 minutes so the meat on the inside could be nice and white. Chicken is done cooking. We're going to remove it from the stove and put it on a different plate, and you're going to continue to do this. I only showed you guys one take because you get the picture, but you'll continue to do this until you cooked all your chicken. And now I'm going to cut the chicken. I'm just going to cut it slanted, and you can cut it as thick or as thin as you like. I did it kind of in the middle, not too thin, not too thick, like that. And then I'm going to do it again one more time for you guys so you can see. All right, again, I'm just cutting it slant. So you see that nice, beautiful white meat. We can tell that it's cooked. Now moving on to the pasta. The water is boiling, so we're gonna add our bow tie pasta. I used 2 boxes to make this. This is the first time I used that brand. You can use any brand you want. That's the only brand I could find that had bow tie pasta at the store. So we're just gonna give it a little stir. Now moving on to making our Alfredo sauce. So we're going to put about 6 ounces of butter, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of garlic, minced garlic. I didn't have 2 tablespoons. I had like a tablespoon and a half a tablespoon. So I ended up adding a little bit of the garlic seasoning in there to substitute for what I didn't have, for the extra garlic I didn't have, the extra minced garlic. Now we're just going to stir it a little bit, stir it occasionally, and let it cook for about 1 to 2 minutes. Now we're going to add 4 tablespoons of flour. I used all-purpose flour. Now we're just going to stir the flour into the butter and garlic and try to get it all inside of the garlic and butter. And we're gonna let it cook for about another 1 to 2 minutes so that flour can cook. All right, y'all, now we are going to add the whole milk. I added 3 cups of whole milk. After we add the 3 cups of whole milk, we are going to add the whipping cream, the heavy whipping cream. I started measuring it, but then I realized I was putting in the whole thing, so I just put in the whole thing. It was 1 quart. And we're gonna mix that, give it a nice little stir so they can marry each other. At this time, the pasta should be done cooking. It's cooked al dente. I just took it out and drained it. Now we're gonna start adding the cheese. I used classical cheese. It was a combination of 3 different cheeses. It was Parmesan, asiago, and Romano cheese. And as you put the cheese in there, you're gonna put 2 cups of cheese. As you put the cheese in there, you're gonna feel the sauce start to get thicker. I started to use a whisk so that I can make sure they marry each other and the cheese get in there. There go the 2nd cup. All right, we're just gonna mix that in there and make sure it all gets in there. I tried using the shredded Parmesan cheese, but I found out the grated is better in my opinion. If you like the other one better, then you use the other one. I feel like this melts better, but it's your business, it's your food, do what you like. I'm just gonna continue to whisk that. I'm all the way at the bottom. Don't just whisk the top. Make sure you can hear the whisk at the bottom of the pot. We added 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And we're just stirring that. You're gonna occasionally stir it. You're gonna keep stirring every time it starts to simmer. You're gonna stir it. You don't really want it to boil, more like simmer. You see, I can see it getting thicker. I can feel it getting thicker. You could let it get as thick as you like. All right, once that Alfredo starts to simmer, you can add any vegetables that you're deciding to put in a pasta. I added broccoli and mushroom. If you do not like that, you don't have to add it. You can add whatever vegetables you like. If you don't like vegetables at all, you do not have to add any vegetables. It's your food, it's your business. Now we're gonna add the chicken. This is the jerk chicken I cooked earlier. If you want to leave it on the side and put it on top of your pasta instead, you can do that, but I like to put it inside of the sauce. You could do half and half, leave some out for the top of the pasta, and put some in. It's whatever you want to do. Now we're going to add the pasta, the bow tie pasta, and we're going to mix that in there so they can marry each other. Now that the pasta is well coated, we're going to add some jerk seasoning to it to make it more jerky. Keep in mind that the more jerk seasoning you put, the darker the pasta will get. If that's not a problem with you, then you can add as much as you want. But if you don't want your pasta to be too dark, do not add too much of the jerk marinade because it will get darker. And the more you put, the spicier it will get. So if you like it spicy, I suggest you add more. I added about 2 tablespoons of jerk marinade. Now I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of garlic, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of cayenne. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of adobo. I'm going to add about a half teaspoon of obey, and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of crushed peppers, and I'm going to add some parsley all over the pasta just until it's all covered to make it very beautiful. I added about 2 tablespoons of parsley. And then we're gonna let that simmer, and there you have it, jerk chicken pasta, and it's ready to be served. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching.